I always have to use a primer, no matter what foundation I'm using, even if it's a long-wearing foundation, I always have to use a primer. So I'm just going to use the Too Faced Hangover RX primer. This is just a pretty standard primer. It's not a mattifying one. It's not one that's supposed to make any other claims than just being a normal primer. So it's not hydrating, it's not mattifying, it's not smoothing or pore filling. It's just a regular primer. And I love this one because it has like a coconut scent to it. But it's supposed to have antioxidants and stuff in it that's really good for your skin. Next, I'm going to go in with the MAC Pro Longwear Nourishing Waterproof Foundation. This is new. They do have another Pro Longwear foundation, but it is in a glass bottle with a pump. So this one is in a squeezy tube. And this is in the shade NC35. I never know really what my MAC shade was. For years, I was always matched with NWs, but it made my skin super pink and I hated it. So I'm going to try NC35 and see how that works. The NCs seem to run a little bit lighter than the NWs, and I think this should hopefully work. So again, squeezy tube, this has 0.84 fluid ounces, so it's less than an ounce, which is a normal standard MAC foundation. So I'm going to start off using a brush, and then I might go in with a beauty blender depending on how this applies. So let's see here. I'm just going to kind of dab it on half of my face so we can kind of see how the coverage is. And this is a IT Cosmetics brush. I think you can buy this like with one of their QVC sets with the Celebration foundation powder, but I love this for foundation, like cream or liquid foundation. And I do have self tanner on, so my neck is a little bit darker than my face. So this foundation is brand new. It's supposed to be nourishing, long wearing, and I don't know what else it's supposed to do. Nourishing and long wearing. Let's see. But it gets very, very hot here. You guys have probably heard me say that a bajillion times. But Reading gets so ridiculously hot. Like, our summers are in the hundreds. There's usually a couple weeks of like 110, 115 degrees. So you want some, if you're going to be wearing makeup, something that's going to be long lasting. Waterproof is great if it really is waterproof. It's not supposed to be a particularly hot day today, in the mid 70s, but we'll see just how it wears in general throughout the day. So I've applied it to half of my face, and it does kind of have a little bit of a dewy, you can see there on my cheekbone, a little bit of a dewier finish. It's not like a real matte foundation, but it covers really nicely, and this color match was perfect, NC35. So if you're wondering what MAC shade I am, because I know a lot of you guys always ask, this is NC35. It seems to match really good, even versus like the side of my face that has barely any self-tanner on. It's a pretty close color match. It's not like this drastic foundation on one side, but you could tell, though it is a little bit darker, it really did cover basically any redness that I had pretty well. So yeah, it looks really nice on the skin. When I'm looking up close, it doesn't seem to accentuate any pores, cling on to any dry patches or anything. So it looks really nice. Let's do this other side. And it applies very, very easily. Like, this feels really nice on the skin. I'm not a fan of MAC foundations, honestly. When I first started wearing makeup, or really getting into makeup, I only wore MAC. So I only wore MAC foundation. I used to wear MAC Studio Tech, like the cream and the compact. My gosh, that was so heavy. I remember being 16 and that's what I kept buying. I don't know why. It was way too heavy, way too thick for my skin. But that's what I wore, Studio Tech. And then I did the Fluid, Studio Fluid. Did Pro Longwear Master Match. And I did Studio Sculpt for a long time too, but this, yeah, I like it. I love this finish. It's not super matte or flat. It has a little bit of luminosity, like a healthy glow, without looking like it's real shiny and dewy. And it blended into the skin really, really nicely. Like, I really like, let me look up close real quick. Yeah, I really like the way that looks on the skin. I'm really pleased. So I don't actually feel like I even need to go into it with my beauty blender to kind of smooth things out. I feel MAC foundations are usually pretty heavy, and so that's why I pulled that out thinking I'd have to do that. So it's 8:39 right now. I'm going to finish up with the rest of my makeup, check in after my makeup is done, and then we'll check in through the day and see how this wears. So I'll be back. Okay, so I have finished up with my makeup. If you want a tutorial for this eye look, let me know. It's super easy. It's just using all Makeup Geek shadows. I did set my T-zone only with my MAC Prep and Prime CC powder, which is what I use to set my under eye concealer, as well as my T-zone, because it is such a, I mean, I don't know if you can see, it's a very glowy foundation. It's very, very glowy. And I'm a little crazy with my blush today, but that's okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna go on with my day. It is 9:11, so I'm gonna go and finish up getting ready, and I'll check back in a few hours. All right, I am back with a check-in. It is 11:50, so it's almost been 3 hours. I've obviously finished up my makeup. I went on a nice little walk and coffee walk, friend time with my friend Jen, and I just got back, and it is, I don't know, 70s, and it's not too hot outside. But let's see, as I'm looking at the makeup here, okay, what I did notice is it does look like you're wearing makeup on your face. It's not going to be a natural skin looking foundation. It is quite gloomy. It is quite luminous and glowy. I did set my T-zone, and I haven't been hot or sweating or anything. I am seeing sunglass marks, which I'm just taking my brush and fixing that. But yeah, you definitely can tell you're wearing makeup. So it's going to be a little bit more of a fuller coverage foundation look. I feel like I look super pale in my viewfinder. But the cheeks and stuff don't look bad, but I'm noticing like kind of right here, all in my T-zone area where I did set it, it looks kind of cakey looking. Anywhere that I set it with powder, it does look a little cakey, which I don't find that this MAC Prep and Prime powder makes my foundation ever look cakey. So, you know, it's what I use every single day. But I definitely do feel like it looks kind of cakey in my T-zone area, which is the only place I applied it. But if I didn't, it would have been super glowy, dewy, oily looking. Because I did set it, and I can see, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but I do have, like, it's very luminous all in my T-zone still, even after setting it. So we'll see how it wears throughout the day. It doesn't feel heavy, like when I touch my face, it doesn't feel heavy, but it does look, definitely looks like I'm wearing makeup. So we'll check in, see how it wears throughout the day. I haven't touched up at all since I left, except for what you just saw, me fixing like my sunglass marks. But yeah, we'll check in a little bit and see if it's still there, if it's glowier or dewier or greasy or what. I mean, from far away it looks really pretty. It looks really flawless. It's just the up close. Let me pull my mirror close. Yeah, up close I feel like it accentuates some fine lines. I feel like my chin looks like it has peach fuzz on it. So I don't know, we'll see. We'll see how it is in a little bit. Okay, I am back in for a check-in, and don't mind the fact that I have no lipstick on and my eye makeup is like creasing and looking awful. It's been a little bit of a crazy day today. So let's see how this is holding up. I have not touched up at all. It holds up pretty well. I'm a little bit, if you can, I don't know, oh yeah, you can see the nice shine. I definitely have some like oiliness. It doesn't feel oily, it just kind of looks a little bit shiny. Around, a little bit around my nose, a little bit on my forehead. Other than that, it's held up really nicely. It, like I said before, it does look like makeup on your skin, so it's not going to be like a real natural finish foundation. I would definitely say it's, I don't know if it's waterproof. I have not splashed my face with water, but nourishing as in the fact of maybe like looking like a healthy glow. It definitely does that. It definitely gives you like a nice glowy look to your skin, which honestly, when I bought the Armani Luminous Skin Foundation, I kind of expected it to have this type of finish, and it has definitely more of a satin matte finish, at least on my skin. But this is definitely a more glowy, dewy foundation, because even when I've set my T-zone, I'm still getting quite a bit of glowy dewiness to the skin, not too greasy, but glowy dewiness. Next time with the Beauty Blender and see if that kind of shears it out and makes it a little less makeup looking rather than using the brush like this. And I just found that it looked makeup-y once I set it with powder, but I don't think I could really wear it without powder. But I don't know, maybe I'll try a mattifying foundation and see if that helps, and maybe try not setting it with powder. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have tried this foundation, let me know your thoughts down below. And again, NC35 for those who wonder what shade I am in MAC. I get that question a lot. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye!